Hi, my name is Kay Ibrahim. Welcome to my channel. Um, I want to say hi to the new friends that enjoyed my family. I'm so happy. I'm so glad that you're here. Um, in this video, I'm gonna share something I do really at least 3 times a week, which is preparing or how to make food for my son. Um, I don't remember if I mentioned that my son is autistic. He got diagnosed in 2020 with autism, and he has this sensory processing disorder that makes him uh, you know, I'm not gonna say picky eater, but uh, he cannot eat food with texture, and he likes certain taste and flavors. He doesn't um like eat the food that we eat. In this video, I'm gonna share. It's like beef stew. This is the idea came uh, for me it's like okay from like beef stew, but I add vegetables that they uh, mix together, and the result is gonna be delicious. So to make yummy food, a good taste, so my son can eat it and like it too, like can eat it and likes it too. So in this video, I first start with the vegetables that I have in my fridge. That time I had celery, I had potatoes, onions, garlic, sweet pepper, tomatoes, spinach. Oh, it sounds like a lot, but you can, the basics, like for me, onions, sweet pepper, and potatoes, or even without it. You can work without it. After you wash and you clean up a little bit around you, just to so you can work, since my kitchen is really small. But it's enough to prepare a good meal. So I the next step is just cut them or chop them cubes. I like to cut them as much I can, like not very small, not very big, like decent size. And that's gonna help. Something like they're not gonna take that much time on the stove, like not that much time. Um, so we cut all the vegetables, and I think in this video, for some reason, it doesn't show how I cut the potatoes and tomatoes and all that, but really it's not hard. Like I chopped them exactly the same way I chopped celery and um, onions. And after that, we're gonna move. After we cut all that, we're gonna move and to the stove. And that time, I put the beef, and it doesn't show that too. I'm sorry, but YouTube doesn't give me that much space, like to make long video. So I don't have I have 50 minutes maximum. So I had to make like fast. So I make the beef with some oil and butter. Um, and I waited and like in a medium um, heat until it turned brown. After that, I start to add the vegetables that I um, cut. They're prepared and ready to move, but I don't add them in one time. For example, like I add the onions and garlic in the beginning and then stir. And then we add the celery and mix and so on. Um, this step, like to mix all the ingredients together before we add water, this is very, for me, it's very important because it's add more taste and better taste for your stew. um, and then after I make sure that I added the vegetables, I add allspice. Those again, those spices that I mix by myself, and I call them allspice. And it's optional. You can add your spices, like the spices that you like. And I believe that I chopped the not like quarters, like the tomatoes, and I put them in the blender with the sweet pepper. And you can cut this step because later I remembered that I have to add the tomatoes and sweet peppers like with the other ingredients, like cut them in cubes and put them there because we're gonna my son is gonna start to practice on another level, like food with more texture. So the tomatoes and sweet pepper, even when you blend them, they still create kind of texture to the puree food that you made. So you add everything, like skip this um, um, step. I used to do that in the past, but not anymore. And then you stir very good. You stir very good, and you add hot water after that. Like after you stir very good, you add hot water to the until you cover what's inside, not to fill it like full, no. But make sure you add hot water uh, to your, because everything's hot in the pot, so you put hot. And then we're going to add the um, we're gonna add, oh gosh, I forgot. Sorry, I have foggy brain. It's driving me crazy. But yes, after that we add the spinach in two parts and stir again. Make sure that you stir every time you add something, and make sure that you take that foamy layer like with a spoon. It's this is the way how mom, this is what my mom told me to do. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's gonna disappear since it start to boil. um and when it start to boil, you add the tomato paste, and you can skip this too. You don't have to, but my boy likes it kind of reddish. Yeah, he likes it that, and I cannot change. I can't. He likes that, so I can't. He's not gonna eat it without it. Until it boil, we'll lower the heat, like the medium heat, and keep it there boil for 10 to 15 minutes, and then the last thing we have to add some sugar. I add 1 cup of sugar, and I made sure that like you see it like 1 cup of I'm sorry, what sugar? I said sugar. No, it's rice, okay? Rice. Sorry, it's yeah, rice. And again, mix it together very well, except this here because the rice is gonna sunk in deep inside and got stuck and burn if you're not gonna stir. So make sure you mix it very good until it boil and you lower the heat to the like minimum heat low and keep it for um what 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. And we that's it. This is what I have to make every 3 days. Make amount and I keep it in the fridge. And yeah, when he needs to eat, I will get like amount like enough as a enough for meal for him, and I use the steam that steam system to heat up the great food because it's in the fridge so it's cold. He likes it warm. And you're yeah I yeah, you cannot like use the stove to heat it up uh, unless you're gonna add water to it, but I don't want to add water. And um, yeah, I'm sorry. It's like, but before that, after you're done with the beef stew that we made, I wait until it cooled down, and then like like to reach a good temperature to put it in a blender because I don't like to put it in the blender when it's so hot. And I blend it like 2, 3, 4 times sometimes and put it in a big bowl and put it in the fridge. Um, as I said, yeah, and I take as much I need or my son need and make him the meal, and he's supposed to eat this. For me, I feel like he at least 1 time a day, lunch or breakfast or even dinner, to keep him healthy, to make sure that he's getting the nutrition that he needs to grow. He's still 9, or like in January 11th, he's gonna be 10. So he needs nutrition, he needs healthy food to grow the right way. And I know it's a lot of work, and I do that since I like cook this by myself since he turned 3. And I used to get the baby food from the store. Oh gosh, I used to take deep breath before I open one of those. Smells so bad. But this is the food that time that my baby used to eat, until I figure out with a lot of time, a lot of practice, a lot of trying, until he started to eat my pureed food that I make at home. Since then, I make it at home, but his doctor always said it's healthy. He, but their therapist always recommended like keep him try food before you blend it. So this is, I'm trying, but we didn't reach that point yet. Hopefully soon, but this is what you have to do. Anyway, I appreciate you're here. Thank you so much for being here and have a great day. Bye. Bye.